I wish I could say good afternoon, but it is not a good afternoon. Something profoundly wrong has happened. On Thursday, my husband, decorated, disabled U.S. Army veteran Muhammad Zahid Chaudhry, who has been in a wheelchair for 20 years due to his service-connected disabilities, was taken from us. How dare they? Shame! He was told to come in for a naturalization interview. They allowed me to wheel him back into the office, and then they would not let me stay in sight. As I was walking out the hallway being escorted by Director Jonathan Weeks, I said, "What guarantee do I have that you will bring my husband back?" And he said, "That's going to depend how the interview goes." For shame. Shame! He's been peacefully in this country for 25 years. He has never broken a single U.S. law. Anything you hear about anything prior to 2018 was given a full waiver by the judge in 2018 who restored and authorized his permanent residence. Anything else is not grounds to detain him, is not grounds to deport my husband and the father of our two little children who we love so much. His case is before the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. There is a stay on deporting him, but we have to spring him from this, and I will tell you why. He is being kept in extreme isolation. He does not have access to the Wi-Fi everybody else has access to, even though he is the lowest possible risk with the blue wristband that says, "We know you're not a threat. We know you're not going to hurt anybody. We know you're not a flight risk." They know on the inside. They know. The officers who helped me see him yesterday were baffled as to why a decorated Army veteran is in their custody. They don't know why. He wants to be moved to the pod for reasons of mental health and personal safety, because if he's with other people, he has witnesses if they try to do anything else. This fight is not just about one man. It is about every veteran. It's about every immigrant. And it's about every family who is told we belong here, who believes we belong here, only to be treated as if we do not. Zahid asked me to say this clearly today. If this country will treat an honorable, disabled veteran in a wheelchair like this, then no veteran is safe. No one who has ever worn the uniform and served in devotion and loyalty can trust anymore that this country will honor that service. And let me remind y'all, and anyone else who's listening, about the Nuremberg trials and how obeying an illegal order is not a legal defense. If you are a veteran, you took an oath to protect and defend the U.S. Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Zahid told me yesterday that the Constitution is what holds us together. It is the glue of this country and this society. It is the foundation of safety on which we all stand. And we must love our country enough to take a stand in principle and courage to not let our government do unconstitutional things to any one of us. This is a test of our courage, of our solidarity, and of whether we still mean the words liberty and justice for all. I stand here as Zahid's wife, furious and grieving and shredded inside. I stand here as the mother of our children. Our 2-year-old daughter yesterday put her little hands on my cheeks and kissed me and said in her sweet little voice, "Bring him home to me." They need their Baba. And I stand here asking you to join me in demanding three things. Free Zahid now!
Free Zahid now!
Naturalize Zahid now!
Naturalize Zahid now!
And for the love of the Constitution and the beautiful tapestry of humanity I see before me, return immigration to the civil process the Constitution says it should be, not a criminal dragnet run by violent, masked, unaccountable enforcement agencies. That's not law enforcement, that's terrorism.
Yeah!
This fight is about Zahid, but it is also about all of us. It is about the country we want to live in and what we want to pass to our children. And it is about whether we are willing, and thank you, every one of you, for being willing to stand together and protect one another with courage. And now, I would like to introduce the man who taught me the most about what courage and service means, so I could recognize it in my husband when I saw it. My father, Dr. Eric Rasmussen, Commander, U.S. Navy, retired.
Hi. Thanks for being here. Melissa asked me to put some thoughts together about the context that we have here. Not just about Zahid, but about where we stand as a nation right now. So I'm going to take a couple of minutes to do that. She has read over what I'm about to say and agrees with all of it. And I note that I agree with every one of the signs that I see in front of me. That's encouraging, you know? And I'm going to try to get through this without doing anything emotional. I am here because Zahid is my beloved son-in-law. He is the father of my grandchildren, husband to my eldest daughter, Melissa, and he is a force of nature within the civic institutions that support veterans, immigrants, and the oppressed inside Washington state. He and I come from very different places, but I could not be happier that he is a part of our family. Over the years that I've known him, he's proven himself to be kind, smart, brave, honorable, devout, optimistic, and stubborn. He is a model for what we all should hope to be. During Melissa's campaign last year, some of you heard a little about her father as a shaping influence for her. That's me. And for you who are unfamiliar with my background, I spent 25 years in uniform as a Navy doctor with 6 combat deployments to 3 wars. After retiring from the Navy, I pivoted into global humanitarian work, biotechnology, and international business. Today, I run my own foundation. I'm in the process, with good friends, of moving 15,000 tons of corn as immediate food relief into famine-stricken areas of Central Africa, a famine made worse by the dismantling of USAID 7 months ago. I started from almost nothing. My father was a member of the Norwegian resistance in World War II, was captured, imprisoned, and tortured for 2 years in a Nazi prisoner of war camp. A few years after the war, he arrived in America as a sailor on a cargo ship, speaking no English. Late one night, he walked off his ship at the pier in San Diego, caught a bus to Los Angeles, and hitchhiked his way to work in California's Sierra foothills as an illegal immigrant. 15 years later, he became a citizen, and not long after that, his son, me, earned a medical degree with research honors from Stanford University. That personal journey is a classical American story and informs my unwavering belief in the value of immigration, the importance of democracy, the strength of our American institutions, and the clear and present danger that we face today. We are watching the rise of fascism again. Keep that in mind while I tell you a little about Yale historian Timothy Snyder's little book called On Tyranny. I have witnessed the rise and the rule of dictators firsthand. During deployments in Bosnia and Iraq, I saw how deliberate erosion of public trust, suppression of the press, and relentless lying about things incredibly important and things ridiculously stupid led to the societies around me collapsing into chaos and cruelty and fear. People stopped believing in truth at all, and we are watching the same engineered destruction unfold here. Snyder's book gives 20 lessons on tyranny from the past century, and I want to highlight just 3 of his critical warnings. Number 1, Snyder started with, do not obey in advance. I've heard journalists, activists, and politicians repeat this phrase many times over the past 8 months, and do not obey in advance. Snyder's first lesson is a reminder that often the power assumed by fascist regimes is freely relinquished by the people. Dictators thrive on enthusiastic compliance. We must resist the urge to preemptively conform. We must stand firm on our democratic principles, even when fear or peer pressure makes submission seem much easier. In rule number 4, Snyder was very clear that we should, quote, be wary of paramilitaries. Trump's pardon of the January 6th rioters, including violent extremists like Enrico Tarrio of the Proud Boys and Stuart Rhodes of Oath Keepers, effectively created a personal militia loyal only to Trump. I know. 1 in 8 of the Capitol attackers on January 6th were military veterans. The FBI has warned of white supremacist infiltration of law enforcement since 2005. When violent men with guns, wearing pretend uniforms and marching with torches, right next to those in real uniforms with legitimate authority who agree with them, we know, as Carl Sagan said, that the demons have begun to stir. This is how fascist movements merge with state power to take control. Hitler used the SS as his personal enforcers. And now that the big, beautiful bill has given ICE a 10-fold increase in funding, from about 10 billion to more than 100 billion by 2029, and Americans are being kidnapped on the streets by masked men in broad daylight, Trump has clearly chosen ICE as his personal enforcers, with the GEO Group as the implementing partner. The last I want to mention from Snyder is this: believe in truth. Without objective truth, no society can make sense of the world. That's one reason why Benjamin Franklin insisted that every citizen receive at least a primary education, and he founded the modern concept of a public library for lifelong learning. In a nation where Fox News viewers know less than those who watch nothing at all, and expertise is derided as weak, disinformation becomes a weapon. We must fight on behalf of facts and call out lies relentlessly. And don't let clear and important concepts be co-opted. Woke actually means courteous and respectful and fair. Those are each important bits of civilization that took us centuries to develop. Antifa literally means anti-fascist, which right now seems like a really, really good thing to be. And my own father certainly was. We need to share reality and vocabulary, and we need to hold those in power who lie about reality accountable. We need to oppose wannabe dictators, their lying thugs, and their lying media. Let me end with this. Trump and Vance and Rubio, Miller, Hegseth, Noam, Vogt, and Bondi all want to break three things. Number one, the checks and balances established by our co-equal branches of government, including our professional and expert civil service. And two, they want to break our most competent and effective law firms. And number three, they want to break our economy. That last, about destroying our economy, is important. Poor and anxious people won't complain, and they can't organize, and they can't take risks. Desperate and frightened citizens become cattle, herded by the robber barons and the kleptocrats. They become slaves. Fortunately, the people I see surrounding me now look like you would make lousy slaves. You are here on this street outside of this building for Zahid Chaudhry. Melissa and I were with Zahid yesterday inside that building, and he told us this to pass on to you. Melissa's given you a little of this already, but he said, the Constitution that I swore the soldier's oath to protect and defend is the glue that keeps us together. It is the foundation we stand on as a nation and as a people. If the Constitution falls apart or gets torn apart, everything falls apart. He continued to say, now is the time for courage. Now is the time for solidarity. Now is the time to decide what America means to us and to stand for liberty and justice for all before it is too late. Trump is moving faster to destroy this nation than any of us would have believed possible. But we're here. We're fighting back. So stand with each other, recruit others to our sides, reach out to Trump voters who are now disgusted at what he is doing. Don't lose hope, and for God's sake, vote. Thank you.